about 3 seconds before you scroll to the next person. But if you are interested in yoga, if you would like to experience a practice and a class, well, I'll be over there in a few moments and you'll be able to join me. So feel free to get yourself set up or come back to my page when you have more time. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. I'm just going to get all of the different live streams set up, pop that over onto my Apple TV, and going to head around, and I'm going to take myself down onto my seat. I encourage you now to find your comfortable seat, so whether that's cross-legged, on a prop like a pillow or a bolster. In fact, I do recommend elevating the hips. It gives you a little bit more comfort and a little bit more length along the spine. And take a moment to arrive into your space, sitting comfortably as you can, best you can. I'm just taking a moment to settle, especially if you've just arrived. Perhaps you've been in a rush this morning. And this is the opportunity just to take that awareness from all of the external stimuli and practice your pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses, taking that current of energy and maintaining it inside the body. Avoid being distracted by the sounds, the smells, the temperature. Just give yourself a moment here to work from the fabric of your skin through the contours of your muscles and into the web of your nerves, into the subtle body, tuning into the rhythm and flow of the prana as it makes its way through the nadis and the channels of our body. Perhaps you can recognize locations in your body where you feel a little bit sticky or stuck, negative or blocked. And with a compassionate heart space awareness, remind yourself that that's what the practice is all about, is uncovering those areas that maybe you don't feel so fresh, and encouraging that free flow of energy from areas in your body that maybe feel a little more vibrant and full of vitality, and encouraging them to harmonize in your body. And allow that to happen here for a few moments with the breath, coordinating the inhale at about a count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding at the top of the breath. And then smoothly exhaling here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Then you hold the exhale out. You notice and recognize that moment where it just gets a little difficult, and then we slowly inhale. We don't rush the inhale. We let the universe return into the body with a smooth pace, and then we hold at the top of that breath. And then we exhale smoothly once more, just feeling that exhale leave the body. And then we hold at the bottom of that breath. Hold the breath out. And then through the nose, just welcome the universe back in. Holding. And exhaling the breath back out. Bringing your hands into Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest, drawing your chin towards your chest. And taking just a little honoring here, a little bowing down to yourself, to your practice, thanking yourself for cultivating and carving out these time in your day for your own benefit, and allowing yourself that moment of gratitude. And if you'd like to join me in an Om, you're more than welcome, or else let the sound reverberate around you. Inhale to prepare. Om. Start to rub the hands together and ignite your little inner furnace, your Agni. Feel the heat generated from the friction as the palms pass one another, creating the movement at the pace that serves you. And once you feel that level of warmth will be sustaining, place the palms over the eyes and absorb the nourishment of that warmth. And then begin to peel the hands open away from the eyes as the eyelids open, and arrive in your space and welcome one another with a good morning. Bring your hands into prayer at the front of your body, and then flick the fingers forward, down, turn them in, find the backs of the hands, up, forward, and down. So you're just going to be moving through your wrists here. It's a gesture of good morning and thank you and welcome, as well as warming up the wrists and fingers and coordinating through your shoulders and your elbows. So a nice little wake up, especially if you've woken up and it's 8 o'clock in the morning or so, just like that for me here in Australia. So moving through that. Let's do that a couple more times, and then stop and reverse. And draw it in. So bring the energy in now. Bring the positivity in. You're cleansing your auric field as well, because in the exhales and the releasing breath, we let go of what doesn't serve us. Nice. And then take the hands out wide and just flick the fingers away from you as you lift the arms up and you lengthen through the spine, and then do the same on the way down. And you're moving the lymph and the currents of your body. You're allowing the channels to freshen up. So extending the arms, flicking it out, whatever serves you, however vibrantly it serves you, do that. And then the same thing again, but we'll be pretending to flick water off the thumb. So it's flicking now as we lift up. Simple exercises like this are incredible for just allowing to feel into the electricity of our fingertips. And then reach for your strap. Make sure you have your strap at a length that feels really wonderful. So at least double your shoulder width, so you've got a lot of space there. Hold it out in front of you. Now this could be a belt, it could be a dressing gown cord. It doesn't matter what it is. Just find something you can hold. So you start to take this up and overhead. So good for your shoulders, so good for your mobility, so strengthening. So nice. And just allow the arms to sort of want to fall back behind you, but you're pulling apart the strap and you're lengthening along the spine, grounding through your sit bones, focusing on the horizon. Take a few breaths here. So you should already start to recognize if this is enough for you, but if you would like to go further, you start to lower the arms behind you, and in the process, you're getting a very good squeeze of the shoulder blades towards the spine, waking up your shoulders, you're lifting the arms up, and as they start to pass overhead now, you start to draw the hands and arms forward, and you draw the strap apart. So really, really good mobility for your shoulders here, up and overhead, drawing the shoulder blades together as you squeeze to center behind you, and then lifting up and overhead. We'll do one more like this. There is a super sweet spot behind you as you lift up and overhead. You notice there where you're just about to drop away, and if you can hold and maintain that spot and pull apart the strap, you get the most juicy stretch across the front of your chest and into the spinal area and the currents of the back body. So the posterior chain. So pull the strap apart. And then drop the strap away, down behind you, let it go. And take your arms up overhead, inhale, and twist around to the left, exhale breath. So right hand on your left knee, left hand behind you, rotate around, twist. And then come forward with your right arm pointing forward towards the front of your room. Lift the left arm up and overhead. Cross at the elbows. Cross at the forearms. Hold the hands. Lift the elbows to shoulder height. Press the forearms forward to the front of the room. Dome through the upper back. Draw the belly button in. Hold here. This should be super powerful for your shoulders, especially if you type a lot. If you get really sticky in the shoulders, amazing mobility exercise. Lower the elbows to roughly shoulder height. take your fingers over to the right, and like a 1 o'clock position, come back through your center and over to the left, kind of like an 11 o'clock position. Super wonderful for your elbows and your shoulders. Draw your elbows towards your groin and C-shape your spine, chin to chest. Exhale, breath there. Inhale, lift the forearms, lift the elbows up, look up, press the forearms to the ceiling. Exhale, dome through the back body, chin to chest, round the back. And then inhale, lift up, press the forearms to the ceiling, but still feel grounded through the spine, as through the sit bones as you extend through the spine. Dome through the back, round the back body. One more up. I can already feel this in the shoulders, how much abundance it creates, how much warmth and removing of stickiness. It's so good for your shoulders. Let everything go. Uncross, unravel, reach up, rise up. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, twist around to the right. So left hand arrives on right knee, right hand behind you. Taking a moment just to corkscrew through the body, rinsing out and cleansing out any stickiness from your evening slumber. And then take your left arm forward, point it forward, and exaggerate the lift of the right arm up and over. Cross at the elbows, cross at the forearms, and hold the hands. So we've switched to the other side now. So we want to press the sit bones down, lengthen through the spine, lift the elbows to shoulder height, and then start to press the forearms forward. So you're feeling into all of the stickiness in our shoulder joints. And believe me, we all are there because we do way too much typing. We do way too much rounding of the spine at the upper back and drawing our shoulders forward as we read our devices, as we spend all day on our mobiles or whatever we call them in your country, cell phones. Okay, let's take those fingers over to the 1 o'clock, to the 11 o'clock position, and then come through your center, and then over to the 1 o'clock position. Should feel nice and nourishing. Let's just move through the spine to wake it up again. So inhale, lift the elbows up, press the forearms to your ceiling, extend your spine. And then exhale, elbows in towards your groin, dome through the back, belly button in. Inhale, lift up, reach up, press up. And that should feel really good through your shoulders. Exhale, hug it all in, round through the back body. One more, up we go. And then exhale. Uncross, unravel, sweep up, rise up, reach up, inhale, and then lower hands down onto knees, exhale, breath. So Agni is fire. Fire needs oxygen. Oxygen is provided by our breath, and the breath of fire is a technique to cultivate that fiery energy of transformation from our Manipura chakra. That is our third chakra. It is a yellow color and it is in our solar plexus. The solar is the sun. The sun is this ball of energy. So let's encourage that now as a transformative, lifting energy inside of us. Hold your knees, ground through sit bones, lengthen through spine. The inhale will be passive, my friends. The universe will look after it. The exhale is your focus point. And it is a snap in of your belly button and it exhales through your nose like so. And we will do it until it gets uncomfortable, and then we'll continue to do it. And in that process, we will ignite that fire. So let's go. Prepare, and off you go. Breath of fire. Keep going, friends. You're pumping the navel center in, which presses the air out forcefully through your nose. You can hear it, but the inhale is passive. It returns with the fresh oxygen that stokes the fire, that burns away the limiting beliefs and the negative thoughts. Let's keep going. Good job. Pause now. Just take a moment. Close your eyes. Feel into how the Kundalini energy in the lower limbs of the legs and the pelvic bowl is starting to create heat, maybe a little bit of sweatiness. That is the energy of Shakti. She's beginning to rise. She's beginning to lubricate your chakras and allow you to shift the energy in the movement and the direction of more prosperity and joy. So let's take another round of this. So focus on the horizon. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, pump. Pause now. Feel into how your transverse abdominis wrap around from the spine and they meet at the solar plexus just above the navel center. And you feel into the fire, into the element you've just created with that furnace-like breath of fire technique. We'll continue with another Kundalini practice. This time you'll have a mantra to recite. Cactus your arms, fingers wide, elbows shoulder height. Twist to the right and recite out loud, Shiva. So the masculine there. And you think of Shiva like a big warm hug. Everything, everywhere is all because of Shiva. But then when we twist to the left and we recite Shakti, Shakti is the spark of creativity, of life, of abundance. Even though she may never have made a sound through her voice, we can hear it in the song of the birds, in the beat of your own heart, in the flow of the river. So while Shiva to the right is our masculine, we think about that warm hug, the all-encompassing. Shakti is the spark, the joy, the life, the creative force. So let's go. We go Shiva, Shakti, 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 Shiva, Shakti. Keep going while I encourage you with some more wisdom drops. You're thinking here about the solar and the lunar currents inside of you. The yogis talk about the dvandvas, these opposites that exist in polarity with one another but don't exist on their own. So Shiva and Shakti represent the dance of life, the creative and the sustaining and the destruction, all in one. So let's move. Shiva, Shakti, 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 Shiva. Grind through the navel center, cultivating that Manipura chakra warmth and allow the movement in the direction of more. Upwards, outwards, expand and become bigger, bolder, better. Shiva, Shakti, 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 Shiva. Hands down on your knees, hold there, integrate, look forward, ground, feel into the sit bones, focus on the horizon. Extend your arms out to a 60-degree angle. Broaden through the collarbones, widen through the fingertips, hug the thumbs in and hold the thumbs with the remaining fingers. Focus on the horizon. Conquer your inner beliefs here that say you're not strong enough to hold this position for a full minute with me. Grounding through sit bones, feeling into Muladhara chakra, feeling into the foundation underneath you. Toning through the pelvis and welcoming the feeling of the emotional body, and allow that emotion to be an empowering one. Allow it to be a strengthening one. And then as you focus on the horizon, welcome in the power of the solar plexus to lengthen here, to lift against the forces of gravity. Be strong, be bold. Yoga shows up when you want to get out, yogis. And that's because that limiting belief of the ego comes knocking and says, boring, I'm not interested. Get out of this. It's hurting. It's painful. Yes, it's painful, but life is difficult as well. Life is gritty. If you want to be a change in the world, an agent for change, you've got to stand your ground. So hold with me for another 3 deep cycles of breath. Last 2. Stoke the fire of Manipura. Stoke the fire of transformation. Now extend the arms out, fingers out, and we'll maintain this for 1 more breath. And now we'll start to cleanse our auric field by inhaling in 3 parts as we draw the elbows into the side body. So it goes like this. And in the process, we create fists with the hands. And then we stop sign the hands, and the exhale breath is away in front of us. So we press away the negative, and then we extend the arms up, and we welcome in the inhale through 3 parts full of positivity, joy, and abundance. And that's to the side body. And then you press away negativity, cleansing your auric field, recognizing those energy vampires in your life that want to suck the goodness out of you. This is an opportunity to empower and strengthen your auric shield. So it's like, pshung, pshung, you cannot penetrate me with that negativity. Let's go. If you only have 1 minute to practice with me, stop. Set yourself up. Sit in a chair. It doesn't matter. It's a 3-part inhale to your side body and a 3-part exhale out your mouth towards the front, and it will allow you to shift that negativity. Get rid of those blockages, the stoppages, the things that keep you small. Step into the lane of the universe, right? Be as big and bold and as powerful as you wish, as you should be. Let's go. Last 5. Arms up. Sit in the seat for a moment. Just recognize how that auric field around you is cleansed of those energy vampires, of the limiting beliefs, of the suckers, of all of your positivity. Draw it all in and allow yourself to be empowered, to be strong, to be capable, to move in the direction of more. Lower your hands down, shift onto your back, and lie down on your back. Soles of the feet on the mat, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Cross the right ankle on the left thigh. Draw it all in, and then hug the shin of the left leg towards you, or hold the back of the left thigh if that's not available. So a lovely figure 4 stretch here just to warm up through the hips, because we've been sitting for a little while. I like to curl the toes towards the face, hug the knee in as much as I wish, because it's really the personal experience of your target area here. If you are able to hold the knee with your left hand and press the opposite knee away with your opposite hand, that can create quite a bit of sensation that can be super nice. So feel into that as well. Holding here for a couple more moments. Tone the abdominals into the back body, so feeling as a suctioning in of the belly button in and up. And see if you can spread the weight evenly across the upper back and the back of the head as you look up to your ceiling. Let all that go, but just allow the legs to return to a neutral position, but with the foot still crossed on your thighs. Extend the arms out wide, soften through the upper back, and drop everything over to the left. So the foot lowers to the left, and now we get a cleansing, twisty rinse through the torso as well. We call this one tipping pigeon. So just hold here. Maybe you roll your head in the opposite direction. This is super nice, super good if you sit a lot for your work, if you get a little tight in your hips. And it's just really nourishing as well. It's like a cleansing rinse through your nervous system. Let's just stay here for another breath. And then as you come back to center, keep the legs exactly as they were. We're just coming into our reclined shoelace. So cross your right leg over the left as if it's underneath a table and it's crossed. And then lift the upper body and reach for the pinky toe edges of your feet. If you can't manage that, hold your knees and hug it all in. So holding whatever's available, could even be the big toes. And this is one of the most sensational stretches for your hips, glutes, buttocks, and also an incredible mobility exercise. So this one will recognize here if there's a little bit of, if there's not enough room, you might have to hold the knees, which is totally fine. Maybe you've got a little bit more space and you've got to hold the big toes, or the pinky toe edges of the feet is an option. And now for these last few moments, we're going to draw it all in, nice and strong. So draw it down, press through the sacrum into the mat, nice and lengthened along the back body. Now, as you let go of the feet, don't uncross them. We're going to move into our eagle wrap of our legs, and we'll eagle wrap the arms. So in this case, we'll take the left arm up to the ceiling, cross the right arm, bind it all up, hover the upper body and the lower body off the mat. Exhale, breath taps the elbows and knee to touch. And then on an inhale, expand. So the fingers press overhead and the toes to the top of the mat. So exhale, we crunch in, we draw it all in, we squeeze in, abdominal work. And then inhale, expand and open up. So let's go through 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, squeezing the forearms, squeezing the upper thighs and the lower limbs, and last 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Squeeze it in, hug it in, tone the abdominals, uncross, unravel, arms and legs to the ceiling, and just flail the arms and the legs around for a moment. Just flick the toes, flick the fingers up to the ceiling. After all of that compression and squeezing in, just let all the channels flow a little freely. You might like to hold the backs of your thighs. You could even rock and roll along your spine a little bit, whatever works. Reach up, hover, squeeze, breathe, and then lower the soles of the feet down onto the mat. Tickle for the heels. Dynamic bridge, set to Bandhasana. Scoop the tailbone down by flattening the low back. Lift up through the hips, ground through the pinky toe and the inner heel of your feet, and hold here as you start to sweep the arms overhead, reach overhead, and then inhale, and then with the exhale breath, start to bring the arms back, but hover the buttocks just off the mat as the arms can touch down. So you want to hold the butt just off the mat. Then we peel back up on an inhale, extend and lengthen, and then exhale, lower and hover, arms rest back down on the mat. 2 more. One more. Lift, reach, and rise. This time we'll vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone, return everything down onto the mat. Lift your left leg up, cross the left ankle on the right thigh. Stay here for a moment, just set it all up, and then draw the knee in towards you of the right leg. You might need to hold the back of the thigh, or if you're able to, reach up and hold the shin, draw it all in. Give yourself a lovely big squeeze. Work with the sensation. You know, this is all about sensation here, and it's different target areas for different people. So for me, I feel it down that outer thigh. We've got a little bit of compression at the front of the hip. Curling the toes can keep the activity in the musculature, and that creates even more sensation. You could keep the right hand on the shin if you're able to, and press the left thigh away from you, creating this push-pull-like effect. I encourage you to press more into the chunky part of your thigh than pressing into the knee joint, and just allowing space to hydrate tissues that feel a little blocked, a little sticky, and just take that one for another breath. And then let that go, figure 4 back onto the earth, sole of the foot there. And then we just tip everything over to the right. So the foot lowers over to the right. There's the twist and rinse through the corkscrew-like effect of the spine. And the head might roll over and look to the left. And you've got nice length along this left side of your hip, your outer thigh. Rotation through the spine is so beneficial, especially if you've been sleeping overnight like I have been. Just waking up all of the tissues of the back body. And then as we come back through, we'll return to figure 4. But first of all, we want to cross that left leg as though it's underneath a table and then draw the knees in. Option 1 would be hold the knees. That's probably going to be enough for some of you. Option 2, hold the big toes. I prefer to have the back of the head on the mat so we're not straining through the neck. So if that means it's the knees for you, do that. If the big toes are available, do that. If you can reach for the pinky toe edges of your feet via the soles of the feet, and then draw the feet out wide and in towards you, do that and enjoy the sensation here. But notice where you might be able to find a release, find a little bit of areas of tension. For me, it's that front of the left hip. So just taking my awareness there and just going, right, just ease into that. Just soften. Maybe you just need to do something in the abdominals. Maybe you just need to do something in the thigh. Maybe you're gripping in the jaw. Hugging it in, hugging it in. Final few moments. And then don't forget we're heading to our eagle legs. So cross the left back under the right, if that's available to you, or just keep the legs crossed. This time we'll take the right arm up, cross left arm over top, bind up forearms. We hover, we crunch in on an exhale breath, which will give us the space. And then the inhale is the expansive breath as the fingers go overhead and the toes go bottom of mat. Exhale, we hug it in, we round. And inhale, we expand and pump. Exhale. 8 more. Last one. Uncross, unravel. Full happy baby now. Hold the pinky toe edges of your feet. Press the feet up into the ceiling. Draw the chin towards your chest to lengthen along your spine. Ground through the length of your spine here. Hold for another breath. And then hold the backs of your thighs and start to rock and roll along your spine. You might like to hover in a boat pose. Now we're going to head to yogi squat. So if you think you can rock and roll there, do that. If not, meet me in yogi squat. 1 moment, let's go. Landing in yogi squat at the top of the mat, hands at the heart, chin to chest, rounding into the back body. Just take a moment. We're back on our feet now, and we haven't done that for probably 32 minutes. So just feel into the soles of the feet on the mat. Lower the hands, lift the hips, fold here into your ragdoll. So feet shuffle to hip width. Hold your elbows, bend the knees, tummy on the thighs. And just let all of the back body lengthen out here with the weight of gravity, with the flow of energy from Svadhisthana chakra, which will be water. It'll flow down the spine like a waterfall, picking up all of the stickiness, all the negative, all of the blockages, and allowing those channels to freely flow, giving you that beautiful abundance for the day ahead. Dangle the arms to the earth, chin to chest, hold here, and then transmit the energy from Mother Earth, from Shakti, from the ground, rolling up the spine as that energy rises through the soles of the feet, through the ankles, through the calves, through the knees, through the thighs, through the pelvis. Once we get to the pelvis, we think about a neutral alignment. Come through tummy and torso, through ribs, they're knitted in, through chest, it's proud, through arms, they're long, through shoulders, they're soft, through neck, it's lifted and lengthened, and chin tucked slightly to chest. Stand in your mountain, in your Tadasana. Be present, be connected, be aware of the foundation, be lofty up in the crown of your head. Stand a little taller, stand a little prouder. Stand a little firmer, and stand a little more stable. Big toes come to touch, hand come to heart, Namaskar Mudra. Set an intention for your day. If you haven't already, feel free to do that. Just take a moment here, take a breath. An upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana, inhale breath, reach up, rise up together, look up, and then exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale breath, maybe hands on blocks or hands on shins, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale, and then step right foot back for a runner's lunge. Blocks are super helpful here for that long back leg, tone of the muscles around that back thigh, press through the blocks, and nice and long and strong. Then lower the back knee down gently, and shuffle the blocks back a little bit so we're nice and elevated in our low lunge here. Tuck or untuck your back toes, I don't mind. Just take a breath. And another beautiful stretch for the psoas. So right hand on your block, left hand up, and we start to bend to the right. So we press into the block and lengthening along the front of the right hip here. Holding here for a breath. Now taking your blocks back a little, shuffling your back knee down the mat for your half splits. Left leg forward. Blocks can come forward a little bit now. Proud through the chest. Tone the abdominals. Curl the toes towards your face. And holding here for 3. And for 2. And for 1. Using your blocks, shift your back knee forward and sit down on your buttocks. So your hips are you're inside your right foot, which is pointing back behind you. Placing your blocks behind you, coming down onto your elbows. Just taking a moment here, stretch across the quad. Now, if you've got heaps more space, you can lie down on your back. You could just be upright, and this could be enough for you. So yogi's choice. Let's take 3 breaths. I'm going to take myself down onto my block behind me. Opening up the chest, rolling the head back and staying for 3. 2. This is very much my personal practice today. Moving dynamically, moving quickly, because this is how I like to practice. My toe is starting to feel better. Just so good. I broke it a couple of weeks ago, and I've also had shingles, which is a virus, which isn't very nice. So everything's going wrong at the moment. So from this position, rotate around to the left and come into your deer pose, rounding and twisting through your torso, rolling around to your left, maybe taking your blocks with you. Lowering down here. Just encouraging a few breaths to come and go. Lifting your chest, coming back to the center, take your right hand down, catch your left ankle, draw the heel in towards your groin, hold the right knee and scoop and step the right foot to the outer left thigh. Sit proud here, lifted through your torso, extend your left arm forward, hook it around your right knee, and we rotate around to the right. Twisting, rinsing, rotating, squeezing out those last little bits of squishiness. Coming forward, going all the way around for one more little counter twist. Hands behind you, lean back, step the feet wide, windscreen wiper the knees side to side. Seated butterfly, soles of feet come to touch, hold the feet as though it's a book, open the feet out, and then flap your butterfly wings. Really good for the mobility in your hips, especially if you get a little sticky. Proud in the chest, lifted in the heart space, inhale, and then fold forward, exhale, breath. And 2 more breaths here. Lifting your chest on an inhale, raising yourself up through the torso, leaning back, stepping the feet wide, windscreen wiping once more. And then placing your feet at about the width of your Malasana Yogi Squat, come forward into Yogi Squat. Let me just get that microphone case back in my pocket. Hands at the heart. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you joining me for your practice. Palms down, hips lifted, chin to chest. Fold here, ragdoll. But encouragement here is to take your uncoordinated grip and just take that fold. Hanging the head heavy. Maybe the hamstrings are a little more available here, so you're getting a little bit more lift and lengthen. Hands on the mat, halfway lift, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and then exhale, fold, rolling up, vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone, rising up, standing, Coming back to heart, coming back to center. Reconnect. I'll just step back to the top of the mat. On an inhale, rise up. And then on an exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Get my blocks. And then step the left foot back this time for our runner's lunge. So we're high, long and strong in that back leg. Palms are on our blocks, belly button drawn in. And then we just gently and slowly lower the back knee down. We slide the blocks back so they're a little closer towards our hips. And we press down into them. And placing the right hand on the block, lifting up, reaching up. Looking to the right if that serves you. Nice work. Hands on the blocks, taking the back knee down and away from you as you start to take the hips back. You lengthen the front leg and then let it naturally lengthen forward. Stay high on the blocks, tone of the abdominals, and maybe a little fold here into your half splits. Maybe a little pulse of the chest towards your front thigh. And blocks are super helpful for bringing the earth to you. Make sure they're nice and stable. Pressing down into the blocks, shift the back knee forward, and then sit down so that the buttocks arrive and the left foot is out from underneath them. You could stay high here, lifted. You could take your blocks back behind you and recline a little bit. Or if you've got the space, you might even be able to recline all the way down. And chin drawn to chest, starting to roll up vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone, coming back up. And then you want to twist yourself around to the right. Right knee out, left knee out, finding our way into our deer pose. So we rotate around to the right, taking our blocks. Maybe we roll down onto them. Two more breaths. And then lifting your chest on that exhale, coming back to center. Take your left hand down, catch your right ankle, draw the heel in towards your groin, scoop the hands over to help lift the left knee and leg. It's heavy, so use your hands. Step the foot to the outer right thigh and set yourself up for half Lord of the Fishes, Matsyendrasana. Right hand reaches forward, hinges around the left shin. There's your hug in point, left hand behind you, corkscrew through the spine, rotate and twist around. Try not to let the eyes do all the movement here. Just let the body naturally corkscrew, naturally move. And it's normally for me, well, not normally, it's an encouragement, is to find the inhale to lengthen the spine and the exhale to twist. And then take yourself around and do a little reverse down to the right. And then as you come back to center, hands behind you, lean back, step the feet out wide, and just do some windscreen wipers side to side. In the process, look for your blocks, look for your blankets, whatever it is that you like to sit comfortably on, and place your buttocks on your blocks or your props, sitting in your comfortable seat. And let's balance the five prana vayus with the breath work technique called prana apana. And it involves a mudra and the breath of an inhale and an exhale. So in this case, sitting tall and erect in your spine with your eyes closed, take your pinky and ring finger and your thumb to touch, and your peace fingers extend away, and place the backs of the hands on your knees. So this will be your prana breath, your prana vayu, your inhale breath, and that is the prana mudra. So that'll be your inhale. And then we switch the thumbs and gather the two middle fingers and extend the pinky and the index finger away. And as we exhale, we flip all that up and we lower the fingers towards the earth via flipping the palms up the opposite way. So we just flip it, hold the pinky and the ring finger, peace fingers away, thumbs to touch the pinky ring. And that's the inhale. And then the exhale, we just switch the mudra as we switch the hands and we gather the middle fingers and the thumb to touch and extend index finger and pinky finger away. Just let this be a balancing breath of the vayus, that the wind of the body, the way it flows, the prana. I think of that like an upward current. The letting go breath is the exhale, the samana vayu, the vyana vayu, udana vayu. And just 2 calming breaths now. Balancing, harmonizing the body after the vigorousness of our practice, after the vibration and the movement, the coordination. One more. And the final breath technique is alum valum. So take your left hand and keep it on the left knee if that feels nice, or you can take Gyan Mudra, index finger, thumb to touch. Peace fingers of right hand come to your third eye, and you'll be using your thumb and your ring finger to open and close your nostrils. Think of this like an upside down V. You want to inhale through one nostril, close that nostril, open the opposite, and exhale through it. Then we re-inhale through that same nostril we just exhaled through, we re-close it, and we reopen the opposite, and we exhale out that nostril. Then we re-inhale through that nostril. So it's just a movement in and out through one nostril at a time, and using the thumb and the ring finger to control that. So let's prepare by closing our thumb on our ring, on our nostril, right nostril, and inhale through our left. We close the left nostril and we open the right and exhale smoothly. We keep the right open and we inhale through the right. Close the right softly, open the left, and exhale. So we're thinking here about balancing the solar and lunar energy, calming the nervous system, preparing us for our day ahead. Open the right, exhale. Re-inhale through right. Close right softly, exhale left. Re-inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Re-inhale right. Close right, exhale left. For these final few rounds, just notice whether one side feels a little different to the other. Make sure you're doing that from a sense of kindness and compassion for your body. Your nostrils have a lot to do with your heating and cooling. The dominance of one side compared to the other will be during times of cooling or heating. Every now and then our body's in that beautiful harmonized balance and it all flows beautifully and freely. And sometimes it's a little sticky, it's a little gritty. And doesn't that sound like life? Doesn't that sound like the weather? Doesn't that sound like the ecosystems that exist around us, the spark of Shakti and the dance of Shiva? And the only constant is change. Time is a linear expression created for the human consciousness. Change is the agent. Lower your hand down onto your knee, both hands on your knees. Take a moment here just to work with the body. Notice how the fabric of your skin feels. Notice how the contours of your muscles vibrate and pulsate with energy. And notice how the web of your nerves are calm, balanced, harmonized. And you feel into that optimal tune-up that you've just created in your body. Bring your hands to heart space, Namaskar Mudra, chin to chest, as an honor of thankfulness to your beautiful body for all that it does, and thankfulness for carving out the time in your morning to practice and do something wonderful for the body, the breath, the mind. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May my actions and those of yourself enable others to tune into their own freedom, their own wisdom, and help be the change that we rapidly need to see in this world. One less of division, separation, and tribalness, and one more connected through love and gratitude for each other and our own unique perspectives. Thumbs to the third eye, chin to chest. Greet this beautiful version of yourself and the remainder of your wonderful day with the Hindi word Namaste. Thanks for your practice, everybody. As always, TikTok is the winner with plenty of activity and interest, and the American websites always seem to keep people away. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, thanks very much for your practice. Appreciate you joining me. And if you would like to practice any of these full-length classes, they're all downloaded immediately over to YouTube. So you can jump over there, like, subscribe, follow, and practice. They're warts and all. Make mistakes, forget sides, say the wrong thing, but I'm as though I'm just teaching you in a studio somewhere, but we're just connected via the internet. So thanks for that, and hopefully I will get to see some of you again tomorrow. Oh, that's such a lovely thing to say. Appreciate that, Saren. Thank you to everybody else. I'm trying my best, but I think the internet doesn't like me, so that's okay. I'll keep going. I am heading back to India soon to start my own teacher training, but I will continue to guide on the platforms when I get over there. Thank you so much, everybody. Om Tattva Yoga. Hello, my friend. I haven't seen you for ages on my posts. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for today. Oh, thank you. You too, Sango and Saren. Appreciate it. I'll catch you again tomorrow morning. Early start, though, 6:45. Remember, be there or be square. Bring a note if you're not. Okay, bye. Om Tattva Yoga, so nice to see you. Namaste, welcome. I'm a little delayed here with all the different technology, but so good to see you, and I hope you can join one of my classes sometime soon, and maybe one day we have to do a podcasty kind of chat together. That would be fun. I'd love to hear about all your experiences. So thanks very much, everybody, on the YouTube and on the Instagrams and on the Facebooks. You all have a wonderful day. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bye for now.